Okay, so this one. So this one right here. This is a special episode because this is one that Derek, our video guy, particularly asked for. He wanted to know us to talk about our video guy. I like calling that. That's all he does. Video. This is a guy behind the cameras. He's like, let's talk about why the guitar is so hard. Like, why is it so hard to play?
So hard to play.
It really is a hard instrument to play.
It is.
It's not like, don't get me wrong, don't get mad if you're a piano player. I play piano as well. It's much more difficult in certain ways, but the piano is inherently easy to make sound come out of.
If you just do this, bam.
It is technically classified as a percussion instrument in the orchestra, so which I think is hilarious. It's because a mallet hits a string and noise comes out.
Well, hammer.
But anyway, if you hold the pedal down and just hit white notes, it sounds great. If you hold the pedal down and just hit the black notes, it sounds great. It's really fun. You can do like little things and it makes it sound good. Guitar, good luck with that. Even to make a one note sound good it's hard. It's like violin.
It's tricky.
Or cello.
Like first day students come in and they're like, ow, ow, ow.
And that's the one big part of it is the physicality of it.
Yes.
It hurts your fingers on the steel string guitar. Nylon's different a little bit, but still the bases are all sort of steel wrapped.
Yeah.
But it hurts it if your guitar is set up poorly. It makes learning it extremely difficult. And so that's a huge part is make sure your tool is in function and you can play it and the action is not like this. That's the string height from the fretboard. But then you get into the theoretical side of it.
Ooh.
There's a depending
on
the number.
Can we do that on the guitar? Can we do that?
But just think about like the amount of different notes you can play. There's like I'm just using a bass model guitar, not adding like 8 strings, 7 strings, or weird numbers of frets. You have around 144 different notes you can hit on the guitar alone. Piano has 88 keys. A
lot of combinations.
Yeah, we can get in. I'm just thinking the notes.
Just single notes.
Like if you're trying to like learn the fretboard, it's like what's
really
the
tricky.
14th fret on the 3rd string? You're like I just repeat the octave in my head, from 0. It's easy. Once you've been doing it for a long time.
It's true.
But that's the thing too. It's time.
It's time.
Time in the engine.
What'd you say? The 14th fret on the 3rd string?
I don't even remember.
So the G string is an A on the 14th fret.
Right, because you just went an octave. You just looked at your nut. You're like, that's what our brains
I just had to, but see, that's another reason it's hard. He said the 3rd string, and like my students get confused all the time, even though I tell them over and over again, the 1st string is the high E string closest to the floor, but everyone wants to count it. It's just, there's just so many confusing potential
the mathematics of the guitar with that is not an equal distance between each string. Like, you're looking good, and you get to that sort of that G to B string, and it screws everything up.
Oh, it's a 3rd. Cool.
Yeah, everything is
Not
wrong
a
now.
4th.
So now, like, and then the idea of forming a chord on the piano, there's inversions and stuff right now, and we have that on guitar as well. But when you form a different chord on the piano on different sets of strings, it changes your entire fingering.
Yeah.
So it just throws things off. And then you mix that with the physicality, and you also mix it with all the stylistic differences. Like the guitar is used for what? Pop, jazz, folk music, classical, country, bluegrass. Like it's an endless plethora. So if
you get into things like bending and vibrato.
Oh, I didn't even get there.
I mean, like that's, you know what I mean? Like, and obviously there are stylistic things on like the piano. We're going back to the piano over and over again, but
it's just the easiest one to use.
Yeah, I mean, like those are tricky things. People spend years to have an okay vibrato or to bend a note to pitch where it sounds musical.
And again, not saying that violin or cello or horns or woodwinds or brass are easier in a respect. They're totally different. No. But the guitar, we are also working with not just a one note idea, we are working with chords as well as single note type of operation. Where most violin passers, I'm doing double stops. Like you're not doing as many chords.
Right.
The chord that's not your primary purpose with it. Don't get me wrong. Again, I think cello is the most beautiful instrument in the world. I love cello. I played it adequately for a few years. Adequately is the key there. And it's to get a singing beautiful cello or violin sound is impossible.
That seems impossible to me, just because I've never been able to do it.
If you ever grab like a fiddle and you're like, oh, I want to do that.
Yes, I have.
Just to make it sound good is like, it's not as hard to make a note come out. If you can get a note and just hold steady, but they don't have frets.
God,
That's the worst.
Craziness.
That is insane.
It is insane.
Hats off to that. Or there's wind players and the horn players that are like doing these weird like lip techniques and tongue techniques. And I'm like, oh my.
Circular breathing, whatever that is.
But if you just date a lot, you'll get good at that.
Sure.
So I'm gonna give that's a pass. Just be popular with the kids in school, and you'll be a great horn player.
Probably.
That's my
Sure.
hypothesis there.
Those things go hand in hand.
And the reason we're talking about it because a lot of people start guitar and a lot of people quit.
Yeah.
It used to be 90% would quit. Now we're down to about 80%.
80%. Which is still a pretty high attrition rate there.
It's very high. Like if you're like, hey, like, if you start this job, there's an 80% chance you will not be here a month and a half later. You probably don't want to start that job. You don't want to invest in that guitar. You don't want to start the lessons. So you just have to stick with it. The time is your friend in this case, because if you can get past that 3-month hump, I think you're in for the life.
You're probably good to go.
Yeah, once you have like that, once the pain is over, and like a lot of that can be your instrument too.
It really can,
It's I've seen so many people come in with these bunky instruments. And
like, I just cannot play. And their action is like 3 inches,
I can see why.
I also cannot play your guitar.
And your strings are on backwards, and the whole thing's a disaster.
There can be some issues.
Have faith, like in the internet, that can save you right here. Like there's resources to look at. Make wait, is my instrument set up properly? Or if you're having problems with it, reach out to guitar shop friends you like, or a YouTube channel you like, and like, hey, what can I do to maybe get through this hump? Because there's ways, there's tricks. You just gotta focus. You gotta like set up the way you practice. Like, don't sit there and try to play for 4 hours at a time.
Well, and maybe someone gave you a guitar. It's a parent or grandparent's guitar, and you have no idea. I get that coming into a guitar store could be a little intimidating or scary. Come in, you don't have to buy anything. We'll tune your guitar. We'll make sure it looks okay. We'll tell you if something does need to be done. We will help you. And I think that's probably true for 99.9% of the guitar shops you'd run across.
85%.
Yeah, you're probably right. I was being too kind.
I was like, yeah, that's a sweet idea, but no.
I was being too kind.
I've been to some shops where they scoff at you if you bring in anything below
Be
their
the kid.
fancy boutique
that is true. Okay, never mind.
That's not a Santa Cruz. I shall not tune it.
Ouch. Bourgeois.
Ooh, they're fancy too.
They are fancy. Kind of want one.
Do we have a bourgeois here? We have
we have had one.
I think we have another one there.
Do we?
I can't remember. I think it showed up. Maybe I don't know. I get confused.
Maybe
I walk down and I see lots of Martins and Taylors and Loudons and getting a lot of Loudons lately.
We'd have.
It's weird.
Our Martins have been making me want a Martin.
Yeah, the Martins are coming back.
I think I kind of blame Danish Pete a little bit. He's professed his love for his new D18 a lot.
Did you know that Danish Pete is actually not from Denmark?
No, but I feel lied to now.
He is from Portugal.
Oh, what?
I made that up.
So I have been lied to, but not by Danish Pete.
I just wanted to enjoy Jonathan's like curmudgeon-y, like, what? You got lied to on air, live.
On air.
That was fantastic. But that's what news does to you. So
that's true. It's true.
The fake news just happened right here.
I like that you call me curmudgeon-y. That's a good word. Love
you are curmudgeon-y sometimes.
Sometimes I am.
Like you're still like a young 30-year-old something man, but you're a curmudgeon. I
feel like you've been talking to my wife. We just had this conversation at home. Yeah.
Oh, no, I have not talked to your wife. I just think you're.
This is gonna prove your point then.
Or curmudgeon.
Darn you again.
Well, I'm like, what name you like?
You
a
lies
new
in your
rock
name
star?
calling.
He's like, no, I don't know. I don't listen to new music. Darn that
Screw it
stuff.
all.
Skimming's the last new band I've heard. It's all that matters.
I mean,
no, but if you are starting guitar, stick with it. It's awesome. It's fun. It's hard at first. So I don't see how many hards I could say. Then I started thinking about like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yesterday's video.
I don't remember which one.
But you gotta get your hands on the wood. Same different. I don't know why that reminded me of that.
Don't touch my leg, because you might have hit my trouser, pet. You did that. I'm gifted. I'm like Orlando Bloom.
That's right.
Look that up on your own kids later.
We get silly on holiday weeks.
We do sometimes.
I had a good point I was about to say, but it probably wasn't that good.
Screw it. Sink the ship. Take us home, John.
Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Click that bell so you don't miss videos in the future. We'll see you guys next time.
Derek, this one was for you.